How many kids you got?
I got I got two.
Right, yeah.
Two.
I got 2 and 1 on the way.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
You like being a daddy?
Yeah.
You know that's real, Hunxho.
The internet has been in shambles ever since Keyshia Cole shocked everyone by dropping that pregnancy announcement. And the timing couldn't have been worse. Because while she's out here glowing, showing off her baby bump and talking about new beginnings, Hunxho's been out here doing the exact opposite. Moving grimy, moving cold, and making her look foolish in front of the entire world.
What sign is your boo?
I don't even know.
What month is her birthday? You don't know?
October.
October. So she's probably either a Libra or what else is
Or a Scorpio.
Or a Scorpio. Okay. Well, men with money, sometimes they like women that don't have money so they can control them a little bit too.
I ain't like that.
No. Okay. All right.
I control anybody.
You can control anybody.
I'm a mass manipulator.
I knew it, Hunxho. Nobody said that.
It's like deja vu for fans who've watched Keyshia pour her whole soul into men who only give her heartbreak in return. The second she announced that she was expecting, you could literally feel the comment section shift from congratulations to confusion. Wait, isn't Hunxho the same dude who just had a baby with another woman? One fan wrote. Another said, she fighting for her life in the 2020s like it's 2005 again. And honestly, they're not wrong. Because what started as a cute R&B legend meets street rapper love story is now the messiest situation Keyshia's ever been caught in. And that's saying something.
I ain't been on a date in a long time, to be honest with y'all. I ain't trying to snitch on Hunxho. Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud? That was a sad thing to say. I shouldn't have said that.
Intrusive thoughts.
My bad.
Hunxho had just told everyone that he had a new baby girl. He was on podcasts grinning, saying he's a mass manipulator like it was a flex. Then, right after, the mother of that child, his ex Kaya, posted maternity photos and pictures of the newborn. Fans put 2 and 2 together quick. That baby had been conceived while he was still very much with Keyshia. So when news broke that she's now pregnant too, it didn't sound like a fairy tale, it sounded like a pattern. Insiders close to Keyshia said she started trying for a baby right after finding out about Hunxho's new child. She felt threatened. She wanted to secure her spot. That alone had people shaking their heads because this isn't just some young influencer chasing a rapper. This is Keyshia Cole, a whole legend. A woman who already raised sons, built a legacy, and still let herself get dragged into baby mama Olympics with girls half her age. And the cruel twist? Hunxho apparently didn't even want the baby. Word from his camp is that he told people she trapped him. He said he never agreed to have another child, and to drive that point home, he allegedly dumped her, in public, right in front of his crew. The disrespect couldn't have been louder. Now, if you've followed Keyshia for a while, you know this ain't her first heartbreak rodeo. She's always worn her emotions on her sleeve. But this one cuts deeper, because it's happening in real time. We're watching the unraveling unfold through social media posts, lives, and fan reactions. And fans aren't exactly rallying behind her either. They're dragging her for not learning her lesson. They're saying she's addicted to saving broken men. Keyshia Cole wants to be a therapist, not a girlfriend, one tweet read. She keep trying to heal men who are still emotionally in daycare. It's harsh, but the internet doesn't lie. Even before the pregnancy, Hunxho had shown his true colors. Remember that moment when rapper Glitter Gloss posted cozy pics with him? Same chain, same couch, same energy. Caption, you know what it is in real life. Keyshia tried to clap back with maturity. She posted, him being your sneaky link when you got a man you about to marry is nasty work. I wish y'all the best, but Gloss wasn't backing down. She hopped on live like she'd been waiting for it, saying she was literally with Hunxho the night before, while Keyshia was blowing up his phone in tears. That clip went viral instantly. Fans were shocked that Keyshia still stayed after that, but she did. She doubled down, saying on Twitter that people grow and learn and that folks needed to stop bringing her old pain. Translation, she was staying put, and Hunxho took full advantage of that loyalty. He went live, bragging about juggling multiple women, saying he loved them all equally, and that none of them could leave because they all respected him. He said it like it was gospel, like he really believed he was untouchable. Keyshia defended him anyway. She posted him on her stories, shared little inside jokes, kept the comments positive. But behind those smiles, you could tell the relationship had cracks big enough to drive a truck through. Then came the moment that broke everyone's heart. That viral clip of her performing I Understand. She started the song strong, but halfway through, her voice cracked. She tried to fight the tears, then just gave up and cried on stage. Fans screamed her lyrics back to her like a prayer, but it didn't stop the pain written all over her face. You could tell she wasn't just singing about love lost, she was living it again. After that breakdown, everyone thought she'd finally had her wake-up call. that she'd close the door, focus on herself, and move on for real. But a few months later, there she was, still with Hunxho, still defending him, still calling him her piece. And now, pregnant. It's giving deja vu Heartbreak edition. Because this man has embarrassed her publicly more than once and somehow always gets another chance. The generational gap didn't help either. Keyshia's 42, Hunxho's 26. She's talking about legacy, family, and emotional healing. He's talking about not settling down and not getting his heart broken. That right there should have told her everything. And fans caught it early. When she went live and admitted she hadn't been taken on a date in an entire year, people were floored. A whole Keyshia Cole, who wrote Love and Heaven Sent, had never been out to dinner with a man. It sounded unreal, but she said it herself, laughing awkwardly like it was no big deal. That was the first red flag waving like a parade banner. And she still ignored it. So now we've got a timeline that reads like a tragic love song. Public humiliation, cheating receipts, a new baby with another woman, and now another pregnancy added to the chaos. And somehow, even after all that, she still didn't get a soft landing. Because just when she thought she'd built a family with him, he walked away and did it in front of everyone. And that's where everything really starts to unravel. After that public humiliation, it was like the entire internet froze. Everyone had the same reaction. Ain't no way Hunxho just did Keyshia Cole like that. Again, you could feel the collective secondhand embarrassment across timelines. Because let's be real, she's not some random Instagram girl. She's Keyshia Cole, a woman who built her name on soul, heartbreak, and authenticity. But this time, she wasn't just singing about pain. She was living it all over again in real time. And it wasn't the quiet type of heartbreak either. It was loud, messy, and splattered across every gossip page imaginable. Hunxho didn't even try to hide it. He hit the club like he was celebrating being single, surrounded by his boys and a bunch of women who looked like they were auditioning for his next video. Cameras flashing, bottles popping, while Keyshia's name trended on X under embarrassed again. The worst part? He acted like she never existed. He unfollowed her, wiped his stories clean, and didn't say a single word about her or the pregnancy. Nothing. Just vibes and living life. Fans started comparing him to Nick Cannon. All ego, no accountability, and calling Keyshia another chapter in his mixtape of mistakes. Meanwhile, Keyshia went quiet. No rants, no cryptic posts, no live tears like before. Just silence. That's when fans knew something was really wrong, because she's always been an open book. Every time she's been hurt, she's shared it. But this time felt heavier, like she was too drained to even explain herself. Then came the screenshots. Hunxho's ex, Kaya, the mother of his 2 kids, posted a set of cryptic messages that sent the internet spinning. "You can't build peace on somebody else's pain," she wrote. "God don't bless confusion." And that was all it took for everyone to start piecing things together. The math was mathing in the worst way. Hunxho had been bouncing between both women the entire time. While Keyshia was posting him, he was spending nights at Kaya's house. While Keyshia was defending him online, Kaya was posting baby kicks. It wasn't a love triangle. It was a revolving door. And yet, the tragedy in all this isn't just Hunxho's behavior. It's how much Keyshia wanted to believe this was love. After everything she's survived, the heartbreaks, the losses, the public humiliation, she still wanted to believe in a fairy tale ending. She even said it once in an interview, "I don't give up on love, because love's never given up on me." That quote hits different now, because love did give up. Or maybe she just gave it to the wrong person. Inside sources say she's been leaning on her family hard since the breakup. Her sister Neffy even popped up on live one night talking about protecting your peace when the devil disguises himself as love, and fans knew exactly who that was aimed at. But Hunxho, he's been doubling down on his I'm unbothered act. He's on podcasts again, talking about loyalty and real women who know how to stay solid. Like he didn't just humiliate one on a global stage. He even had the nerve to laugh when a host mentioned Keyshia's name, brushing it off with a smirk and a, "Man, that's old news." Old news? The woman just announced your baby, and now you're pretending she's irrelevant? That's cold even for industry standards? Fans started dragging him left and right. He gonna regret treating a legend like that, one person wrote. These young rappers love the idea of older women until they realize it comes with expectations. Another said, Keyshia gave him credibility. He gave her chaos. And honestly, they're right. Because before Keyshia, Hunxho was known mostly in the Atlanta scene. After her, he was trending on national blogs, getting interviews, and performing on bigger stages. She elevated his name, and he repaid her by embarrassing her. It's like he treated her heart like a feature, something temporary, convenient, and disposable once the buzz died down. But here's where the story gets even deeper. Because the people close to Keyshia are saying that she's not just heartbroken. She's furious. She feels betrayed not just as a woman, but as a mother. Because she didn't want to bring another child into a broken situation. She wanted stability this time. She thought Hunxho was her peace after years of pain. Instead, he turned into another lesson in disguise. And what makes it worse is the way the internet's reacting. Half the people are clowning her, calling her anti-chasing Gen Z love, while the other half are defending her, saying the heart doesn't care about age or status. The debate's gotten so heated that even other celebs have started weighing in. K. Michelle commented on a post saying, "We all want to be loved, but not at the cost of our self-worth." Tamar Braxton reposted a clip of Keyshia's old interview with the caption, "Sometimes you gotta love yourself harder than you loved him." The sisterhood's rallying, but it's clear Keyshia's been knocked down emotionally again. Still, there's something different about how she's handling it this time. She's not spiraling publicly, she's not chasing him online, she's not subtweeting. Instead, she's been posting motivational quotes, studio pics, and captions about focusing on legacy. It's giving soft strength, like a woman who's finally done crying and ready to turn her pain into something powerful. And fans are hoping that means new music. Because if there's one thing we know about Keyshia Cole, Heartbreak always brings the hits. People are already predicting this next era might be her lemonade moment. She gave us I Should Have Cheated. She gave us Love. And now she's living through Hunxho. This album finna hurt, one tweet said. But before we get to the comeback, there's still the baby. Because while Keyshia has been preparing to bring new life into the world, Hunxho's been moving like he wants nothing to do with it. Sources say he hasn't shown up to any appointments, hasn't called to check in, and hasn't offered any support. In fact, he's reportedly telling people it's not confirmed if the baby's his, even though they were together the entire time. That's the part that stings the most. The same man who once called her his forever is now ghosting her like a fling. And the irony? This is the same woman who once said in an interview, "All I ever wanted was to build a family with somebody who wants to stay." Now she's left building it alone. But Keyshia's been here before. She's lost people, she's rebuilt herself, and every time the world counted her out, she came back stronger. And that's what fans are holding on to. That this is just another heartbreak she'll turn into power. Because even though Hunxho dumped her in public, even though the internet laughed, and even though the timing couldn't have been worse, this story isn't ending with her broken. It's setting her up for the glow-up that everyone's been waiting for after everything that went down. The cheating, the public humiliation, the unfollowing. You'd think Hunxho might have just disappeared quietly and let the dust settle. But no, instead of showing even a sliver of remorse, he doubled down on being messy, like he wanted to make sure Keyshia knew exactly how replaceable he thought she was. He started showing up at events with new women, younger, flashier, the type who post every dinner plate and bottle service moment on their stories. And what made it worse? They made sure those stories were tagged right where Keyshia could see them. Every detail felt intentional, like it wasn't about the new girl at all. It was about sending a message to the old one. Meanwhile, Keyshia kept it calm. She didn't clap back, didn't drop any subliminals. But fans noticed the quiet changes. She stopped following any fan pages that posted her and Hunxho. She archived the soft couple videos. She scrubbed her captions. Little by little, she was reclaiming her peace in silence. And just when people thought maybe this storm was starting to pass, another twist hit the blogs. Hunxho went live and joked about the whole situation. On that live, he said something like, "Man, people be taking stuff too serious. I'm young, I'm living. I ain't signing up for no retirement home love." Retirement home love? The internet erupted. Within minutes, his name was trending again. Not because of his music, but because of how heartless that comment sounded. The man who'd been bragging about being real was now mocking a woman carrying his child, all because she happened to be older. Comments flooded in. Keyshia gave this dude a platform, and he gave her humiliation. He went from being her boyfriend to being her biggest regret. This is what happens when you pour wife energy into a temporary man. And those comments hit hard, because for the first time, the world wasn't laughing at Keyshia. They were defending her. The tone shifted completely. The same fans who once called her desperate were now realizing how deeply this man manipulated her kindness. Industry insiders began sharing stories too. Whispers that Hunxho had been bragging behind the scenes about bagging a legend and that his team used the relationship for clout. He allegedly told people, "She make me look official. I'm on grown woman time now." But the minute she got pregnant, that narrative stopped working for him and he jumped ship. That's when it finally clicked for everyone. Keyshia didn't lose a man. She exposed a fraud. And while Hunxho kept chasing viral moments, Keyshia started rebuilding in private. She unfollowed almost everyone, cut her circle small, and started showing glimpses of a new chapter. Studio clips, gym videos, family photos. It was subtle, but you could tell she was healing. And this time, not for show. When a fan commented, "You too good for all this drama," she replied simply, "Lesson learned, not life ruined." That line went viral. It hit 1 million likes in under 24 hours, because that's the kind of energy that makes people root for her again. The kind of resilience that's always been at the center of her story. It's wild to think about how far this situation spiraled. What started as a quiet romance turned into another example of how fast public love can turn into public pain. But this time, Keyshia is handling it differently. No more crying on stage, no more fighting on social media, just peace and growth. And Hunxho, he's already fading out of the spotlight. His latest single flopped. His comments are filled with "apologize to Keyshia." And even his own fan base seems to be turning on him. Because the truth is, clout fades fast when your reputation starts to rot. A few days ago, Keyshia went live for the first time since everything blew up. It wasn't dramatic or emotional. It was calm, grounded. She was in her studio smiling, playing back a slow piano track that sounded hauntingly beautiful. Fans filled the comments begging to hear it. She just said, "Soon. This one's for me." And that's when people realized what this whole storm was leading to. Not more chaos, but transformation. This isn't about a breakup anymore. It's about Keyshia finally breaking patterns. For years, she's chased love with her whole heart, giving men more chances than they deserved. But now, she's turning that energy inward. She's not chasing validation, she's not proving anything, she's just existing in her truth. As a woman, a mother, and an artist who's been through hell and still walks with her head high. One of the most powerful things she said recently was during a quiet Q&A with fans. Somebody asked, "Do you regret falling for him?" And she answered, "No. I regret staying when I saw who he was the first time." That's the kind of growth that doesn't come easy, but it lasts. Because at the end of the day, Hunxho might have left her embarrassed, heartbroken, and pregnant. But he also handed her the kind of pain that creates timeless music. And for someone like Keyshia Cole, that's not a loss. It's fuel. The same woman who gave us Love, I Remember, and Heaven Sent is about to give us another heartbreak anthem. But this time, the pain's not about what she lost. It's about what she finally found. Herself. And that's why this chapter, no matter how messy, ends on her terms. Because Hunxho may have walked away like it was nothing. But when the lights fade and the noise dies down, Keyshia is still the one with the mic, the voice, and the story everyone's listening to. So if you've ever been played, embarrassed, or underestimated, just know your comeback can hit just as hard as hers. Make sure you're locked in. Because when Keyshia drops this next project, it's not going to be a cry for help. It's going to be a victory lap. Like, comment, and subscribe, because this story might have ended in heartbreak, but Keyshia is already writing the soundtrack to her healing.